We begin with the story on pollution. Smog has choked Delhi and the Chief Minister has finally announced a slew of measures to tackle the poisonous cloud hanging over the capital. The Chief Minister will also be meeting Chief Ministers from across the National Capital Region to figure out a solution to let the region breathe. Here is a full report on the issue.
Delhi is smothered by a sheet of smog. The residents of the capital took to the smoky streets on Sunday, all demanding clean air. With Delhi gasping for breath, the Chief Minister has stepped in at long last with a 5-tier strategy to combat the toxins in the air over Delhi. Construction work will be on hold for the next 5 days. Schools will be shut for the next 3. One of the biggest powerhouses, the Badarpur plant, will be shut for 10 days. Roads will be sprinkled with water and the burning of leaves has been banned.
अगले 5 दिन के अंदर दिल्ली में हर किस्म की कंस्ट्रक्शन और डिमोलिशन बंद की जा रही है। आने वाले दिनों में ऑड इवन भी लागू किया जा सकता है, लेकिन अभी उसकी पहले तैयारी शुरू कर रहे हैं और अगले कुछ दिनों के अंदर उसकी हम लोग असेसमेंट करेंगे।
While Kejriwal's measures kick in from today, the blame game over the pollution in the national capital continues. While Delhi has blamed the neighbouring states for contributing to the smog, Punjab and Haryana have hit back.
वहाँ के जो मुख्यमंत्री हैं कभी भी अपने अंदर कारण नहीं ढूंढते हैं, हमेशा वो दूसरों के ऊपर आरोप लगाते हैं और अपना बचने की कोशिश करते हैं कि ये तो पंजाब और हरियाणा में पराली जलाई जा रही है इस कारण से।
Today, a slew of meetings are convened to clean the air over Delhi. Will the powers that be manage to save the capital from choking? Bureau Report, India Today.
Staying with the subject, with Delhi witnessing its worst spell of smog in 17 years, pollution masks have become a necessity. The sale of these masks has seen an upsurge in the past week, with stores across the national capital and the neighbouring regions running out of stock. Parvina Purkayastha reports.
Delhi can't breathe. The air over the capital is grey and full of toxins. And for several residents, pollution masks may be the tools that Delhi desperately needs.
Remember one place in Delhi which sees crowd and long queues outside a mask shop in Delhi. All the shops are closed. People did not step out from their home. But there's a long queue. The hot selling product today in the capital is nothing else but a mask and the air purifiers.
The sales of masks to ward off pollution are spiking.
Every day we are selling about 1,000 masks per day.
We cannot breathe. I am sick since 1 week.
But if the slew of masks on the market confuses you, a doctor can decode it for you.
You can easily read on that mask that it's N95 mask and it is NIOS approved, or it is a EN mask. EN mask is a European mask, so that you can use.
And if masks aren't your thing, you can invest in some handy ionizers and air purifiers as well. For now, Delhiites are flocking to buy the masks that might just make them breathe easier.
Well, the citizens of the national capital are trying to protect themselves with masks to battle the high level of pollution. Nobody seems to get to the ground to save the city. Be it the netas or people like you and me, how long will you masquerade with those masks? Because one cannot forget the cause of this is no one else but we have jointly caused it. With camera person Alok, this is Parveena for India Today.
Even paramilitary forces like the CISF and CRPF are defending their personnel on outdoor duty, but these forces are actually facing hurdles as there is actually a shortage of pollution masks. The CISF is procuring and distributing masks to about 7,000 of its personnel who are engaged in securing the airport, metro and other government buildings. Most of these masks, however, are plain green cloth or black masks, as pollution masks are unavailable. A wireless message was passed with instructions of strict implementation of wearing masks at all times. Here is a report on the issue.
We are at the Shastri Park metro station and emergency measures have been put in place even by the CAPF or the Central Armed Police Force. This is behind me, the Shastri Park metro station where CSS is deployed, and they have given these pollution masks to all their security personnel. Now remember, they have a measure. They have to be on duty 24/7, especially at the metro stations and the metro as well as the Delhi airport. Now obviously their public interaction is quite a lot, but behind the metro station you can see a complete haze out there. So obviously they are also facing the brunt of pollution. So whether we're talking about maximum pollution levels, so whatever security measures have been put in place, this is obviously these masks have been assigned so that the task becomes clearer. Obviously their eyes seem to be exposed, and remember, they have a tough task of having a security. Even though there are burning sensation, there are other breathing problems which have been experienced by these personnel. But let's just talk to them. आप ये बताइए, ये जो मास्क आपको दिए गए हैं, कितना आपको मदद करते हैं?
देखिए मैडम, 4-5 दिन से पोल्यूशन लेवल कुछ ज़्यादा हो गया है. यदि हम मास्क पहन के ड्यूटी करेंगे, पोल्यूशन लेवल कुछ ज़्यादा, कि हम फिट रहेंगे तभी ठीक से सिक्योरिटी कर सकेंगे. फिट रहना बहुत ज़रूरी है.
So the other part CISF has done is obviously send a mobile team of their medical assistants to all these people who've been standing outside to check for breathing problem, to check for any other physical problem they may have. Now we know that the other forces are also following suit. We've been told by CRPF that all exercises being done outside are to be stopped immediately with immediate effect. The reason is till the pollution level are in control. So obviously, even though they have a tough task to actually man the area and secure the area, they now have the assistance of the mask so that they can breathe a little easier. With camera person Sanjeev, this is Kamaljeet Sandhu in Delhi for India Today.
A case has been registered against a Punjab farmer for burning paddy stubble in his field that led to the death of an 80-year-old woman. The Moga police has filed an FIR against the farmer in connection with the incident. The farmer, who hails from the Dosanjh village in Punjab, had put his fields on fire to burn the paddy stubble Saturday late evening. Few minutes later, the woman aged 80 who was passing by fainted and fell down because of the heavy smog that had engulfed the area. She suffered over 80% burn injuries and was rushed to the hospital. However, she succumbed on her way. For many foreigners who call Delhi home, the smog shroud is a deal breaker. Many who loved Delhi for its architecture and greenery are being forced to mull a return to their countries because of the deadly air pollution. Parbina Purkayasta reports.
32-year-old Audie from the United States has been staying in the capital with her children for the past 3 years. They love to explore Delhi's famous architecture on the weekend. But for the first time, her family is choosing the option of staying indoors with her children forced to wear these masks for protection.
Very difficult, and anybody with young children will know, especially with boys, that they need to be outside playing football and games and running around, and it's not fair for the children.
Her 5-year-old son is a big soccer fan who hates missing sessions as schools have been ordered shut, and he is forced to breathe through his mask.
Soccer's like my favorite sport, and I'm in the team, so it's very important to play the matches. Because otherwise, if you don't play the matches, then you won't win, because you can't play the matches to get points.
Ortiz is not the only expat family finding Delhi unlivable. From dengue risks in the recent times to now Delhi becoming the gas chamber, they are rethinking their options.
If you decide to leave over the winter, then that costs huge amounts of money to get everybody out. So it's really, financially, it's difficult. So we do have a choice, we can leave. So I feel very sorry for people who don't have that choice at this time.
10-year-old Louis from the United Kingdom lives with his parents in the capital and knows how Delhi's air pollution levels have crossed up to 900 mark. He has been following strict instructions to wear the mask as soon as the air quality index crosses 300.
To anybody that can't afford the masks, then they should either stay inside with the air purifiers or go to hotels with air purifiers, and it all costs money, so some people can't afford it.
In fact, air pollution is impacting foreign tourists who choose to visit Delhi during the winters for its weather. Many are lining up at the stores to buy a mask too and are planning to cut short on their trips.
In 2014, more than 74% of expats living in Delhi agreed to make this move. But today, more than 50% wants to make their way back home. Fear and worry has enveloped this community because of the toxic air in Delhi. Many say that pollution is discussed in most of these expat dinners today. The ecosystem which had developed around this community is definitely falling apart. With camera person Alok, this is Parveena in Delhi for India Today.
Now, Delhi's smog crisis may be all too familiar to another famous world capital, Beijing. Here is how the Chinese capital fought the tag of being the world's most polluted city and cleaned up its act. Anand Krishnan with this report from Beijing.
Before Delhi's apocalypse, there was Beijing's. For days at a stretch during the long winter, China's capital was, not unlike Delhi today, covered in smog. But the difference is Beijing, however, is currently waging an all-out battle to conquer the apocalypse.
Series of new emission standards being released in the beginning of this year, and there's also a lot of restriction on the coal industry. For example, there are 3 out of 4 coal-fired plants being shut down in Beijing.
Beijing has been quick to learn its lessons with a 4-pronged strategy. First, the government has commissioned a major study to determine the causes of pollution, shutting down coal plants in the city, planned phase-out of crop burning and banning heavy vehicles on the city roads, and a lottery system for new car registration.
According to our recent research, we discovered that there are a 12% of drop comparing the PM 2.5 concentration this year, first 9 months this year versus last year.
These measures are working, says Dong Liansai.
Smoggy days like today, but the Chinese government says the actual level of pollution has decreased by as much as 15% in 2016 compared to the previous year. And this was only because the Chinese government undertook a very comprehensive study into the sources of pollution and began by closing down coal-fired plants in the vicinity of Beijing and preventing heavy trucks from entering the city.
The government also sends out red alerts before the PM 2.5 pollution reaches 200, giving residents some time to prepare for the smog. Various kinds of masks are widely available in almost every Beijing store, with public health clinics even ordered to sell subsidized masks for 10 rupees, although more sophisticated masks are in the highest demand.
是这样，因为 PM 2.5现在人们都意识到PM 2.5对人的身体的伤害非常的大，然后现在的话，就是好多人就知道咱们这个净化器的话对人的身体的话是有好处的。
But there is also a booming industry for air purifiers, with those from Switzerland in high demand.
然后呢，这个Blue Air的话呢，又是22个国家驻华大使馆用的品牌，所以好多人就是非常信赖这个牌。
With a booming air purifier industry, face masks provided to school children, and regular red alerts sent by the government, greater awareness in China is perhaps the biggest lesson for Delhi as it figures out how to battle air pollution. Only when China's citizens pressured the government did it begin to take a whole host of measures. And it was only when China's citizens said enough is enough that China's government finally acted. Reporting for India Today in Beijing, this is Anand Krishnan.